Morning. So in this video, I'm going to talk about that changing your mind is not a weakness. So most people think that when we change our mind that we're weak. Or in my case, I feel like I'm inconsistent and unreliable all of a sudden because I've outgrown my old identity. And I think a lot of people feel this way. And I never thought that changing my mind was really truly a weakness, but I noticed that there's something that comes up in my body that says that it is, that really tells me in my mind that you're doing the wrong thing by changing your brand, changing your logo, changing jobs, moving house, and there's a fear in it. And I want to debunk that in this video today. For those who don't know me, my name is Jenny. I really care about mental health, and I am also a healing arts facilitator. I am here to share 3 tips that has helped me so much to see that changing your mind is not a weakness, it's actually a strength. So the very first thing that I noticed was the fact that I thought that my identity is tied to the thing that I'm doing. So for me, I gotta change jobs. And changing jobs doesn't mean that I'm a failure. And it doesn't mean that, better things aren't on its way. But there is a serious feeling inside my body that says, I don't know. If I change my job, am I gonna make less money? Am I gonna be seen as the person who ran away? And I have all these fallacies in my brain. And the biggest one is I don't want to be attached to a person that I have outgrown. The younger version of you is okay that you're going to change and evolve, and accept that you are evolving and that you are growing and that you are changing, and there's something beautiful in that, and there's so much strength in that as well. There is a bit of a reframe here, and oftentimes when we step into the unknown, we're just unsure. We're fearful of the unknown. We don't like the dark corners on those maps when we're playing those games. You don't know where you're going. You don't know if you're going to walk on into a trap or something. And I think that also comes back to back in the day when we had to really protect ourselves and have fires and hunt and gather. And there's more scarcity and there was more risks for our lives. Sorry, I'm walking my dog and she's pulling and pulling and pulling. So the reframe here is just to understand that creativity can be that unknown space. And when we change, instead of thinking it as that dark, scary place, maybe think of it more like a blank canvas where you get a restart. You get to do what you love now. You get a fresh go. And that's kind of how I'm thinking of my next stage here is my job's going to end. I'm not tied to it anymore. My next 6 months just got opened right up. So what do I want to do? I want to lean into my creative endeavors, and that's super scary. I just changed my brand logo and the theme and the color, but really that's only a minor change. But it felt like it was huge. Embracing that change within you, that shift, you're growing. You're getting stronger. You're realigning. And you're moving towards the thing that is most authentically you. And I truly believe that there is some uncomfortableness and there's growing pains there. And it's so beautiful that we can just take a moment and being like, you know what? I'm going to embrace it and see the reframe in the sense that we're not losing. And every time we change, that's the only thing we can rely on, is that we're becoming more of ourselves. We heal through those uncomfortable times so we can recognize what's coming up for us, coming from a place of empathy and curiosity and compassion. And know that if this is your message, that it's time to change, to embrace a life that you wish you had, this is the time. You can do it. Know that it's not as scary as you think. It's just a brand new adventure. It's a new side quest if you want to rename it. If you want to continue this conversation, I host a community called SoulArt. The link is in the bio. No pressure. If you like this, hit subscribe.